What's up, guys? Sam here, and I'll be doing the free video for Friday, August 30th, 2024. So another day, another week, and another month is now officially in the books, and wasn't a particularly exciting week from a index point of view, although there was a lot of things that moved underneath the surface, certainly. So I'm going to bring you just one singular signal, and then I'm going to tie that into something that I don't think we've discussed so far that I think will be helpful to you. So the common signal that I'm going to bring you here is going to be this 4-hour squeeze on the SPX or the SPY. It doesn't matter. So you have a 4-hour squeeze there on the SPY, and if we work from the top down, so from the weekly down to the 4-hour, which is where we're focusing, the weekly is max bull, which is good. The daily is strong bull, which is also good. And the 4-hour is mid bull, which is good as well. So kind of a Russian nesting doll kind of thing here where each time frame is bullish, all the way up. And so that brings us to this time frame and we ask, okay, well, does that give us any indication as to what direction that might fire? And the probabilities would highly favor that 4-hour squeeze wants to fire long. Just pretty much everything would imply that. Now again, trading is probability, so it doesn't necessarily mean it has to happen. But that is what's the higher probability is that it will try to break out. So this is the primary signal going into next week. I wouldn't necessarily overthink it. There was a level there on SPX that I had been giving the room, and I'm going to go ahead and give it to you here. And it's 5640. That was a very large level that it needed to get above. It did close above it this week, and as long as it stays above 5640, I think everything is fine. Another level that I will give you here for a completely different reason, but equally valid, is 475 on the Qs. And the reason 475 on the Qs is so important is because it's a gamma flip level. So below 475, the market enters into short gamma territory, which means basically that selling reinforces selling. So just think of it like a reverse short squeeze to the downside. Above 475, however, is where the market will stabilize a little bit more, and then the higher up that it goes from 475 as it climbs, it actually creates positive gamma, which creates kind of the same effect as a short squeeze for different reasons. Maybe not as violent to the upside, but still kind of a mechanical, consistent buying above 475. So those are two levels there you need to know, and I really think that kind of ties together everything that we need to see. Don't need to overcomplicate things. You got a 4-hour squeeze, bullish charts, play it bullishly until you have a good reason to not play it bullishly. The other point that I want to bring you here is the yield curve. So the yield curve, and I don't have any cute pictures to show you, so I'm just going to try to draw it out as best I can. This would be 0 on the yield curve, right? Let's just put a line here. The yield curve has been trading below 0 for probably going on 3 years now, which is a wildly extended amount of time. About a month ago, it popped above 0, and then immediately got smacked back down, and is now still trading below 0, but not by much. During this time here, which is the 3 years that just passed, you want to be in tech. Specifically, you want to be in the Mag 7s or the mega cap tech names and the semiconductors. Once it gives you this little heads up here, right? You see how it pops above 0, and now we're back into this range here. During this period of time, I actually think you want to be in everything other than mega cap tech. So that doesn't mean that the mega cap tech will fall, but it is historically going to underperform pretty much everything else in the market. So for this period, the 3 years that just passed, you wanted to be in mega cap tech. For this period that we're in right now, you want to be pretty much in everything else, like the Dow stocks, the healthcare, staples, financials, industrials, real estate, utilities. Pretty much everything that's not tech will overperform. And then, of course, the last stage of this is when it actually goes and breaks above 0 and doesn't look back. Once it does that, you don't actually want to be in anything. You'll actually want to be in cash and maybe in your bunker somewhere. So Fortunately for us, we're in this period of time right here. So I know we all like to trade mega cap tech. Don't get me wrong, I do as well. But if you're looking for the most amount of edge during this slice of time, historically speaking, it will actually come from outside of the Mag 7 names. So we'll leave you with that. And then just a couple quick things here that we're working in the room. So even though we just said mega cap tech will underperform, I'm going to start here with one of the mega capest techs of all, which is Apple. So keep in mind the predominant signal here. I know this looks very busy, but that's okay. The predominant signal that I showed you, that's the common language here that we all speak, is the 4-hour squeeze on the SPY, and you'll notice there's a 4-hour squeeze here on Apple as well. It grades out very well. It actually grades out better than the SPY. So this one might act a little funky. We'll see, but can't deny the 4-hour squeeze there looks good. So we do have some open positions in that in the room. Something that I'm working on my own that isn't an official trade, but I'll let you know about it, is going to be Netflix. You're going to notice that these setups here that I'm showing you, they're very redundant, because that's the whole point, is I'm looking for things that look as good or better than the SPY. So what's the signal? The signal is the 4-hour squeeze, and of course I want something that looks better than the SPY. That's a max bull. The SPY is not max bull. So Netflix here, actually a cleaner setup than Apple, but that's another one that I have a position in. Another one I bought in the room, this one actually is a official trade, is NEE. So this is a utility stock. And you'll note again why I bought it. So I'm looking for very bullish daily charts, bullish 4-hour charts, and 4-hour squeezes. So I think this one's poised to try to break out here. Another one I bought is KMB. So this one I just bought for myself, but the reason being is just it's not overly liquid, but it's actually not that bad. So KMB here, again, very redundant. What am I looking for? You'll notice all these are basically the same thing. Daily max bull 50 and a bullish 4-hour squeeze. So going into next week, I would just say maybe try to do some scanning for 4-hour squeezes that you like, or just kind of check out the ones that I pointed out to you. But that's really kind of the focus of my trading going into next week. I'm not taking September for granted. It is historically somewhat of a bearish month, but I do think we can start strong, and then maybe towards Fed in the middle of the month, maybe start to weaken up a bit. So don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, at least for now, going into next week. The 4-hour squeeze is in play on the SPY, and everything from the top down implies that it's bullish. So that's the way we have to play it until we have good reason to not play it that way. All right, good folks. Well, that is my time. Before you go somewhere else on the YouTube, before you go watch a cat video or dog video, leave us a like, leave us a comment. It does help us. If you don't know what to comment, just let us know what you traded this week, what you're having for dinner, your dog's name. Any comment helps. It shows our content to more people on the algorithm, so we certainly would appreciate it. All right, good folks. Catch you next Friday. Have a good long weekend. Cheers. Hey traders, this is Sam with Simpler Trading. I want to thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you found the information in it helpful. If you did, leave us a like, leave us a comment. It really does help us out with the algorithm. And if you want to see us trade live with our own real money and be part of the community, come and check us out at simplertrading.com.